for his courage. And I believe I have heard there are stories, legendary stories of this courage. Jim Moore, I believe you've had an opportunity to witness that courage. Could you please share with the people what you've seen?
Sure. If anyone knows Les, you know that he goes after problems that are in front of him pretty aggressively. And I don't think he was here a month or so, and Les noticed that all of our projectors needed light bulbs. So he heard through the grapevine that Jim actually can go up and down that ladder pretty good. Les, for nothing in the world, would step on even as much as the first rung. Jim, go and get those light bulbs for me. Go on, get there.
But I'm sure, Jim, because that story doesn't feel like it quite supports the point I'm trying to make. I'm sure that must have been a single instance. Les probably had a sprained ankle. Did such a thing ever happen again?
Many times.
All right. Well, perhaps my research department needs to do a little more work. Thank you. I'll discuss it with my wife after the show. All right. Something else that we recognize about Les and this family is that this is the kind of man that would be in 100% committed in it, all in it to win it, right until the moment that he's gone. Right to that moment. And that was displayed so beautifully about a week ago when he welcomed the congregants to the worship. And to what church did he welcome them last week?
Rankin Church.
All right, say that one more time for the people.
Rankin Church.
That's right. That's right. Our committed Pastor Les stood in front of several hundred people in Virginia Beach and said, "Welcome to Rankin Church of God." Yes, he did. And I'm sure Rankin appreciates that kind of commitment. All right. He's also a man who's known for empowered leadership. He can see the potential in the people that he leads, and he brings them to that potential. And he normally does that by bringing a kind of scripture-based, leadership-based encouragement that only he can bring. For example, when he puts before you a task that you know nothing about and have never done before, what are the words that he brings to you?
You can do it.
And with that, he is off, and you are gone. And that is the kind of empowered leadership that has brought about the changes that we talked about this morning. You know, for example, if you don't believe that Les has been instrumental in bringing out about material change, just notice that Pastor Gloria is now wearing jeans. That's right. That is the kind of change agent of change that Pastor Les, along with his dedicated wife Tressa, and their beautiful children, which, by the way, as all of you probably know, Trent, Jaden, and Brock are effectively known here as Trichebra. So just like J-Lo, we have Trichebra. So we want to thank all of you for having established that kind of a presence in this congregation. All right. So we talked to some of the staff members and other members of the church, and we said, you know, give us Les's personality in one word. And some of those words I couldn't say here, so we've gone further down the list to some of the other words. And as I get down there, then one of those words that comes to mind is transparent. And what we mean by transparent is that if you have upset Les, you can see it on his face. You can see it in the movement of his arms. You can see it in the wag of his head. His transparency is right there on the surface. I always thought we called that childishness. But the staff calls it transparency. And that, my friend, is love. So beyond transparency, he was noted for being methodical. There are also psychological terms for the way in which his methodical nature shows up, but we don't have time to explore those tonight. And The other thing that became clear is that when Les wants to get it done, he, like God, speaks it into existence. And leaves the staff like man as God's hands and legs on the earth to make it so. So we want to thank the staff for that bit of recognition. And finally, we want to give you an opportunity to just answer a few questions. So tell us in one word, if you can, and no more than 3. What were your first impressions after you had taken the position here at the Azalea Garden Church?
Where's my family?
That's very good. That's very good. And then I want to address this next question to Trajabra. So actually, so I'm going to ask the 3 of you, and any one of you can comment. So, what is the thing that you have heard your father complain about the most in the last 3.5 years? This is hard-hitting journalism. It's like the Tonight Show.
Do they get immunity?
And once again, we're seeing love and commitment in action. All right. All right. It looks like the kids get to go to Georgia. Very good. So finally, I want to take another shot at that few words question, which is, so 3 years in, then what was the single word, or no more than 3, that would describe how you felt about your position here at the Azalea Garden Church?
Well, I said, where's my family a while ago because my family wasn't here when we moved here. So now I would turn that around and say, here's my family.
Very nice. That's inspired words. Inspired words. Now, finally, before we move on beyond this part of our evening, I want to give an opportunity for anybody here who has a particularly embarrassing moment that you would like to share about Les, Tressa, or this wonderful family. So what stands out for you as representative of his leadership and their service here? You have many friends. All right. We're not going to, we have one. So give us your name.
The one they pick on.
That's your name?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us your experience.
What happened to your kitchen?
Got remodeled.
He sent me to do his dirty work.
Oh. So apparently we only have the setup for the story. So let's hear it.
After 3.5 years, I believe Tressa and Trent decided that they didn't like the wallpaper on their kitchen. I remember a couple of years ago saying, how do you get that wallpaper off? I said, well, it's very tedious work. If it's a certain glue, then you really can't get it off. Well, I was invited to their house to take a look at what might be able to repair the place, and Trent had taken a putty knife and a hammer and decided to go ahead and take the sheetrock and the paper off.
That was a clean start.
Thank you for that inspiring story, brother.
Well, I I don't know that some of you guys know that I was the jokester of the office, and I have always played practical jokes on the pastors. So I decided to initiate Les. Really good. The first week that he was in, I decided to saran wrap his whole entire office. That was his bookcase, his seats, as well as his desk and everything. Now, there was one prized possession that I did not touch. I thought about it, but I thought it was very important to him. It was his guitar that had all the signatures of the Church of God that he left prior to. But he walked down the back office right beside the prayer room, and all I could hear is, "Oh my word!" And then he came back, "Tim, take it off right now. I heard about you." And that's all I heard. And I thought he was just playing because, the other pastors, they always took care of the mess themselves, but no, he wanted me to take care of it, so I had to go down the office and literally unwrap his door.
He spoke the solution into existence. All right. We'll take just a moment if there's any more. Okay, here we go.
I just wondered, you and Rich Richardson, tremendous resemblance. I just wondered how far he was down in family tree.
Yeah, Rich and I are actually twins. All right. Okay, one last opportunity. One last opportunity. If you want to embarrass someone, you should do it in front of 200 of the closest friends. All right. Well, as you know, I'm Bob Richardson. Thank you and good night.